The research that I'm typically involved in basically focuses on this one general question. What are the ways that we can design learning environments that recruit students' motivation and direct it toward high-quality scientific thinking? So I used to be a chemistry and physics teacher in high school, and as you can imagine, high school kids in chemistry and physics, that's probably the last place that they want to be. So the motivation issue is kind of a big deal. And so I reflect on those experiences and I think to myself, all right, so what are the types of tasks that we can design? What are the types of learning spaces that we can create that really direct kids' motivational resources toward really high quality thinking? So that's the central focus of my research. And I look at ways we can use technology as a tool to direct those motivational resources. GEOS is a National Science Foundation project that we just got awarded over the summer. It is very different from what I typically do because it doesn't involve adolescents and it doesn't involve figuring out ways or clever ways to get kids really involved in science. This project is focused on adults. So these are what we call gatekeepers to the geoscience professions. These are professors in geoscience departments across the country in universities. One of the things that we're helping geoscientists do is, one, there's mounting empirical evidence to show that diverse, heterogeneous groups consistently out-innovate and consistently outperform high-ability homogeneous groups. We think that that's one incentive, is to say, if you want to innovate, if you want to keep on producing creative products, you really need to have a diverse field. So the first phase of this grant is, one, we have to find out what do the implicit biases and microaggressions look like in the geoscience field. And so we'll talk with a number of geoscientists from a variety of different institutions to find out in their spaces, what does it look like for implicit biases. Phase two is then once we've found those instances of bias, we're going to create these virtual simulations. And these virtual simulations have to do with mixed reality. So we're cooperating with a company called Mersion. And so Mersion creates mixed reality simulations where people come face to face with a number of avatars and they can interact with these avatars. So we will actually have these avatars behave in certain ways that are authentic to that situation. So it might be in admitting graduate students, for example, or it might be in field-based research. These avatars will behave in ways that we have found during the interviews. And so as these avatars exhibit microaggressions or implicit biases, it's up to the participant to then confront them. And we'll give these participants the tools to say appropriate things and to act accordingly. Phase three then would be then to evaluate how well this intervention went. We will follow up with these participants over the course of the year, and so we'll try to figure out ways for them to make what they learned in this workshop relevant in their own home institutions. Now, I'm excited about the Center for Innovation in Learning and Design. I think it's really sort of a culmination of what's happening in different spaces here in the School of Education. And I think it's really great to capitalize on that.